Our franchise has a wonderful tool, it's a forum that franchisees contribute to and talk about their experiences. And I found that to be a wealth of information and support for me, because there are franchisees nationwide, not as many in Chicago, obviously with retail stores. The other two had to close, so I'm the sole retail store owner of a Maui Waui franchise in Chicago. But there are other store owners around the country who contribute to this forum and talk about things that affect me that I didn't know. For example, that these cups were flawed, or you can do this with this mixture, or just general franchise information. So I found that to be invaluable, more valuable than the actual franchisor giving me information. So us franchisees sort of have our own clique that support each other, and then family would also, and friends are very supportive, although they haven't experienced what I'm experiencing or lived through what I'm living through. They keep sending positive words my way, saying, keep it up, we know you can do it, and that helps. But I think the forum is a source of my support, because they share relevant information that I can utilize on a daily basis.
Chris?
For support, I think when I started, I definitely read a lot of forums. There's a lot of industry-related forums. Say you're in jewelry business, I'm sure there's a forum for it. If you're in plumbing company, I'm sure there's a forum for it. But since then, I've kind of grown through working with more business advisors. So I have a group of about 10 advisors. I meet with them on a somewhat regular basis, working through different issues or problems that are having. Each of them have a different specialty. This year I'm trying to formalize that a little bit, so we're having quarterly board meetings. But I found that that's been extremely helpful to tap into their network resources. And a lot of them, a couple of them are retired executives, so they've been there, done that, so they can share great advice to help grow.
Chris, the advisors you're speaking of, are these people that you sought out to mentor you, or are they members of a particular group or Paul, or how did that relationship establish?
I just want to repeat the question for the camera. So the question was, how did Chris find these advisors that he's talking about, the 10 people?
I think 7 out of the 10 I've met through the Coleman Center over the last 5 years. It's not something that was just like, I meet him at a networking event, I'm like, hey, you should be one of my advisors. It's more, let's grab a coffee a couple of times and build some sort of relationship. And that's kind of where it's grown from. And then the other people are just, whether I met them through the industry or friends and family kind of thing. And also talking about, this connection with other business. I think slowly all my friends are now business owners. I don't think I have any friends that don't own or have some sort of aspirations to do that, which is kind of interesting. But so I kind of live and breathe it, I guess.
Chris, the advisor group that you put together over time through the center, but what are you giving a piece of the company? Are you giving what are they getting for their time?
They get to hang out with me. No, I'm just, no, you know what? Honestly, I'm not really sure why. A lot of them are older executives, and they kind of, like the energy that my team brings. I don't know, to be honest with you. I've talked about doing some sort of, share in profits or something like that. And I think at a certain growth point, we will do that. But for right now, they're happy just, helping me as an advisor.
Allow yourself to get away from the business. Don't live and breathe your business 24/7. Allow yourself to have outlets, and that's why I jokingly say Jim Beam is great, and also know when to dig into your business, when you need to step up to the plate, when you need to refocus your employees or say, hey, this is what we're doing and this is what we should be doing. So and that's on the personal level. What was the
professional support?
Professional
mentors,
support. There's
colleagues.
Organizations, the Chicago Jewelers Association, the Women's Jewelers Association,
The trade associations,
which are wonderful. 9 out of 10 times I'm giving support to the mom and pop stores. I have stores on Belmont and Central, stores down in Waukegan, stores in Mississippi. You give them support. Hey, you're doing well. Can I keep your items a couple? Yeah, keep them. They're there. Yeah, I'm telling them, keep 75,000, 100,000. Keep it. Just make sure your door is open. That's important. That
So it sounds like you're talking about peer
contact.
support.
Peer support, human contact, back and forth.
Yeah, I bang the drum a lot on networking, but I will tell you, it's huge. And it's also a question of giving if you want to get back. I'm a big fan of the Chicagoland Chamber, and in particular their Entrepreneurial Center. When I was active in marketing, I volunteered to be a marketing consultant to their members. Did two things for me. Again, it got my name out there, and if they had companies who had marketing dollars, guess what? Now they knew who to call. But it's because I gave them something. I get very involved in the nonprofits. And then when they're out calling on doctors and nurses and hospitals, who do you think they talk about? So I have found that you get great pleasure from giving to people because of what you get out of it personally, but also what you get out of it from a business point of view. It gives you both. The thing about networking also is you tell people what you're doing, and especially on a day when you're really kind of down and you're not feeling like you want to do anything, you go to a networking event, somebody says, wow, that's really great what you do. Wow, that's such a great idea. All of a sudden you get that feedback and it pumps you up again. You realize, you know what? I started doing this for a reason, and I know that I'm doing it for the right reasons, and you're getting that reinforcement from the people around you who say, that is really great. And then you can kind of get back on your horse and get going again when you're having a bad day. When I was trying to do sales, which I was terrible at, I hated picking up the phone. And somebody said to me once, start your day by calling your mother, your sister, your best friend, somebody. Get talking. Get going, so that then you can move on to the tougher conversations, the business conversations, things like that. But you've got to start the motion and get going from somewhere. And then the other thing is, yeah, there are peer groups. I also have groups that I am involved with, and there's one in particular that has an annual conference, which is coming up in 6 weeks. And when you're looking at cash flow that I'm looking at, you say, geez, okay, this conference between airfare, blah, 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 is going to cost me $1,500. Can I afford $1,500 and 3 days away from the business? Yeah, I can, because I have to. I have to meet those 300 other people around the country who are doing what I'm doing. I need to listen to what they're going to tell me in those seminars that I'm in. I need to know what's going on out there, and I need to get the reinforcement. I need to have that cocktail hour with those people who can all sit back, and this is a crazy group. They dance, they drink, they have a great time. And then during the day you have your seminars. So you need to have that reinforcement out there.